Yay, we're live now. Okay. Alright. Let me just y'all hold on for a second. I am live, but just hold on for a second. I'm gonna do some things to check some things to make sure that my volume's right. So hold on tight. Check. Mic check. So I think we might be actually good to go on this one. I'm not too sure about the volume leveling, but why don't y'all come get ready with me? I'm just kidding. This is not a get ready with me. This is the gaming, okay? Gaming right with mods. We're gonna be gaming right with mods today. So this is actually one of my first tutorial type videos where I'm just gonna show y'all everything that I pretty much do whenever I start modding GTA. And just feel free to comment anything. I am only gonna be live on YouTube for this one, not on Twitch, because nobody really gets on Twitch for tutorials. They just go on for streams and watch people play games and talk and XYZ about things, but not for tutorials. Tutorials like YouTube University is what my mom always calls it, because it's basically where you can come and learn a lot of things like hacks and life hacks and stuff and recipes, and people just post everything on here. But yeah, I'm just coming in to show y'all what I do whenever I'm modding GTA 5. I mean, feel free to comment any questions or ask any questions, or if you need some advice, or if you want to know how to do a certain thing, I don't mind just stopping what I'm doing and just showing you real quick that modding is pretty easy. Some people overthink it, and some people just don't give all the details so that people can pretty much get all they need when it comes to modding. I was thinking about criminal justice. Yeah, like I started modding watching his videos, and I'm where I am today because I was doing some extra deeper dives, and just realizing that some people are skipping over certain things and not really fully giving all the details of what could really happen with GTA. I mean, I've done so much modding. I mean, like, seriously, look at this, y'all. Look at this right here. Okay, look at this. Playtime, 5,478 hours and 16 minutes. Okay, 5,478 hours and 16 minutes. Like, find me somebody who else is playing the game this long. Like, seriously, like the reason why that it shows like that is because I've done so much modding over a course of 2 years. I've been playing this game on PC for 2 years. Having the game period since it actually came on Xbox 360 a long time ago. I've been playing it since then. Yeah, so I've been doing a whole bunch. I beat the game twice, but But yeah, I just after beating the game and realizing that there's actually another portion that people can mod through the PC version, I was like, you know what? I'm getting me a PC version. Forget everything right now, man. I'm just gonna get me a PC. I'm going to get Grand Theft Auto on it, and I'm just gonna play the game and mod it, do policing, and my brother showed me a whole lot of people, mainly Ace Pilot, that was doing like GTA policing, like that cuff server, man. That stuff is dope. Um, but the LSPDFR, I mean, I can't really think about getting into other servers because I'm a little bit nervous. You know, I get kind of nervous whenever I'm talking to people, especially if I'm needing to stay in character. You know, that's the fun part. Oh, that new survival Londondorf Cemetery survival, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, everybody likes zombies. I don't know anybody who don't like zombies nowadays, like especially Call of Duty zombies. Like, I know a lot of people are anticipating and really expecting that Black Ops 6 is gonna have the zombies, and people are just gonna play the crap out of it, because it's gonna have the waves, and it's gonna be something different. But yeah, without further ado, people, let's just get into let's get into some mods really quick. I want to go ahead and just get into like my simplest of mods. I'm gonna let y'all know I do not use scripthookv.net into the O. I do not use that whatsoever. Nope. I'm a simple modder. I only use scripthookv. Like there are too many needs and things that are necessary for scripthookv.net. I was just like, no. I broke my computer the first time I downloaded scripthookv.net. I broke it. I was just like, what's going on? Why I can't do nothing? How come this ain't? Nope. It wouldn't do jack diddly squat. So I was just like, you know what? Never again. Not downloading scripthookv.net. If anything requires scripthookv.net or anything requires to go in a scripts folder, that's a big NO for your boy. All right. But what I was going to do was go ahead and get into one of my plugins for LSPDFR. I've got 3 games here. Two for LSPDFR, one for the Rage Transportation mod that you can download on GTA 5 mods or GTA mods. I think it's 5 mods. There's a GTA. I forget the name of the daggone website, but you may be able to search it at lcpdfr.com. Yes, it's lcpdfr.com. Even though lspdfr.com goes to the same website, it's correctly stated on the URL lcpdufr. I'm sorry, lcpdfr.com. But yeah, so what I want to tell y'all like really quick is that I've been again modding for a very long time. I've been looking into other people, like their basic mods, and just kind of taking it and looking deeper into it. Like they give you the basic concept, and then it's just like, okay, well here's more that can be done with it. I mean, don't just leave me hanging on this part. Tell me more. What more can be done? Because obviously this game is wide open. This game is wide open. Like there are so many changes and optimizations and modifications that can be made to this game. So whenever I'm playing LSPDFR, like I do have the plugins. These are my plugins that I have right here. I don't use Crouch all that much, but it's still in there. The roleplay I do use sometime. All of these right here that are just regular plugins before you actually use LSPDFR. I more than likely will keep these in here. The traffic block, definitely. Alright, so then, whenever I go into my actual LSPDFR folder where these plugins are that run when I play LSPDFR, then, it does its thing. Ped, the Prowler Radar, a lot of these have some of the same callouts. I don't know if y'all have ever realized that, but I don't. I repeat, I don't have all of these callouts set to true. Like for example, in this one here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 set to true, and there are a lot others that are set to false. You know, in the gang unit, the gang drive-by, gang shootout, gang homicide, like I set those to false. There are some other things that require open all interiors. So these were before false because my open all interiors wasn't working right. But then things got to working right, so I can actually use that now. And I didn't really think about a nightclub disturbance because, like, what? Not right now. You know, it's just whatever I'm going to tailor to my call outs for this stream or this recording. I come in here and I'm like, what do I feel like doing today? I literally just come in here and I feel like I answer my own questions. What do I feel like working on today? Do I feel like doing this? Shots fired, you know, getting on the traffic stop backup, emergency assistance, suspicious vehicle, you know, those things. You know, money truck robbery. I really am not really into the money truck robbery simply because when there are people in the back, they have automatic weapons and it tends to kill the person. It tends to kill you unless you have other mods turned on where you can't get shot through your car or you can't really die immediately. Like the deadly weapons mod where, you know, you can basically say how you actually take damage and how opponents, your assailants, how they take damage, or NPCs. So like it's just one of those things that people really got to get into and really got to look into and realize that, hey, there's more. There's more to it than meets the eye. You know, you can't just have everything set to true, because if you do, then that's just going to cause a lot of memory usage in your game. Yes, these callouts do use memory because they have to form somewhere. You know, and if you got all these instances trying to get set up for the next call, your game's gonna crash because it's trying to set up too much stuff. Because LSPDFR in itself already has ambient stuff happening. And then speaking of ambient, I do have the immersive ambient events. Like, and I tailored these especially to show, hey, the time between bubble events is 360 seconds. All right. That's 6 minutes in real life, you know. There's no absolute need for it to be so low that it just continuously happens. So, I really like the realism. I personally like the realism, and you know, whenever it comes to like driving around and being able to get on the traffic stop, I don't want to have a call out like every 10 seconds while I'm trying to pull somebody over. Like, come on. And then the weather events, you know, these you can actually have the weather last a certain amount of time. Like, all these stuff is really, really cool. I mean, I'm going to get deeper diving into it. I'm just going on the basic level. This is just skimming the top of the iceberg, people. There's much more underneath the water. Much more. Alright? But on the realies, for real, none of these callouts have all of these parameters set to true. Typical callouts. Look at this. Got some falses in there. Got some trues, you know? I've also got tag callouts. Where is it at? It's actually in a folder. Tag callouts right here. Boom. Tag callouts. Got a bunch of them set to false and some set to true. Okay? You know, the reason why I do that is because there's no need to have all those daggone callouts. There's no need. I mean, it'd be different if you're working with one callout at a time, but I got multiple plugins simply because I love the diversity. I love to be able to go like from here to there to here to there, and you know, it just makes it more interesting than to just have one plugin or one call out pack, and then you're trying to do everything from that call out pack, but the person that made it didn't do everything correctly. So like if you get into something and it crashes, then you know that it was that, but then you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. You can't just give up and say, oh man, this plugin sucks. No, fix it. Just because somebody didn't do their due diligence all the way, it doesn't mean you have to just stop. Fix it. Fix it, man. Like, there are so many fixes that can be done with LSPDFR. Hold on. I'm going to take a little sip of my tea really quick. Fix it. For real. There are so many fixes that happen. Like, if you realize that call out did not do what it was supposed to do, come over here. Say, well, wrong one. Say that it was regular call outs and one of these things, an animal car crash. Like, what? Assistance in the park? I'm not park police, right? So why would I need that to be true? You know what I'm saying? Domestic disturbance. Yeah, some people don't want to do that. Police impersonator. Like, if I'm doing a certain type of agency, I'm not gonna have a police impersonator in my list of things to do. Traffic stop assistance. Like, again, like, a bunch of these are repetitive. So some are set to true, some are set to false. So that's what we do. That's what we do here. So this is the basics of it all. Now, when it comes to like the ELS, oh my goodness, let me just tell you, people don't read. All right, people don't read. They won't read. So I took the time to study the ELS, and well, that's the info. But all this, I took the time to actually study and realize that certain lights, like, I'm gonna call you out, okay? Listen, emergency distributors, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, stop. Just stop, dude, or people, or group of people. Like, because you don't put the color purple. You don't put the color purple in the ELS files for your damn ambulance, dude. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off that soapbox there. So anyway, like, a lot of these, all you gotta do is go into your folder, look at this, look at it, analyze it, realize that these right here, these extras, are on your vehicle. You can set them to true, you can set them to false, but it all depends on the vehicle. Like, some people who make vehicles don't always have these extras. So you have to pay attention to what color the extras really are, what side they're on, so that your reflections, yes, again, these are, oh, mess something up. I hit a button. These are your reflections, all right? This is showing you what the reflective color is going to be like. So you got amber, you got white, and you got red, okay? That's the ones for here. Now here's another thing. Let me just back up a little bit. The light stage active type. You can set this to manual or auto. This actually just means that you don't have to hit the ELS button to turn on your lights 3 times when it's set to manual. When it's set to auto, you tap it 1 time, boom, your lights are already at stage 3. And then here again, you can customize the color of your ELS panel that sits at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And you can change the color of the buttons. Like, whenever they start flashing, you can have them green, orange, blue, red, yellow. And it's just, the possibilities are not infinite, but the possibilities of, you know, making changes and making things, you know, the way you want them to be, like, it's completely customizable. Completely. And people don't understand it. They just want to grab the files, put it in the game and play. No, take some time, make sure that the files are actually true to what the vehicle looks like, and that the person didn't just snatch some stuff up off of whatever and throw it on there. Because how you gonna have blue lights reflecting red? I'm just saying. It don't make no sense. It don't. And then you got, of course, you know, you got the amber lights. So the different kind of color lights that you can have here, I'm going to just pull up another one. All right. You can have blue, amber, white, red, and here's a crazy one. E-blue. That's that electric blue. That I really, honestly, I like that electric blue because it's a lighter blue. It doesn't seem so deep in the blue, especially when you look at the lights on the vehicle, on your patrol vehicle. Like if they're not deep blue, I wouldn't recommend putting them as deep blue. I'd put it as E blue, and the reflection is beautiful. It is glorious. But of course, you know, you can do a whole lot more with that. And you can come down here. You can change the lights. You can change what type of lights that they are. You got strobe. You got traffic lights. You have so many others I can't really think about right now because I don't have the bin for ELS to actually go over that with you right now. But read it seriously. If you download ELS, look at the bin. Read everything you need to know about that because it's serious. It tells you everything you need to know. Like I can't express enough that whenever you come into your folders, take a minute to just read it. Read the info. Read the readmes. Read something that will tell you that this is how you do it. Don't just take everybody's word for it, man. Read into it. Read into a lot of things that say, hey, this is how you do it. Especially when it comes from the developer. The developer of ELS said, this is how you do it. And he wrote it down, had a whole freaking a PDF file of everything you needed to know about ELS. And it even has the chips. Like if you're rolling with chips, it has the chips lights for highway patrol. Like you can change literally the type of lighting format for each of your ELS vehicles to match whatever you want. I have mine set to strobe because I just like the way it looks and it seems more realistic. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a fun way of modding. It's like taking some time, looking at it, going in the game, and actually be like, oh, this is what it does. This is what it does. You know, and then the main horn that interrupts the siren, you can turn that to false, so that your siren doesn't get interrupted whenever you honk the horn. Do a whole lot of stuff here. You can change your siren tone, change the patterns. I don't think I've seen anybody with a video about changing the patterns. But anyway, you can set these patterns to whatever you want it to be. You can set the lighting format to whatever you want it to be based on the parameters of the person who created the ELS. Now you have to abide by those parameters. If not, then it's not going to work right. But there are so many possibilities when it comes to ELS, what you can do with your vehicle. Now, speaking of ELS and vehicles, you can replace any of your vehicles so long as you know what you're doing. And by that, I'm meaning if you gonna put it somewhere, you have to make a whole lot of changes. Let's open OpenIV real quick. We getting into some stuff now. Alright. We gonna get into some stuff now. So I already have everything pretty much already pulled up for all of my favorites, the paths. That's what I'm trying to say. The OpenIV path, so that I can get straight to my, get straight to the point. Okay. If you want to look at this one here, I'm using patch day 22. I've been using patch day 22 for freaking ever, and have had no problems with the vehicles in patch day 22. You can use the latest patch day or whatever patch day works for you, but 22 is working for me. So you can come to your DLC packs. Again, here go your patch days. Patch day 28 is the latest. Okay. But again, I'm here. So let's talk about these vehicles right here. All these vehicles. I mean, even these. All you gotta do is make sure that you have the correct name of the vehicle. You have 3 or 4 files of the actual vehicle, which includes the fragment object, 2 of those, 1 in high definition and 1 standard. And then your texture, okay? Your texture dictionary, which could have both high definition and regular definition, like this one here with this blazer. It has some high definition things that, you know, get taken care of just to make sure that the game, just to make sure that the textures do look good in the game. But I know a lot of people are being like, not replacing their vehicles. They're just, you know, replacing or add-ons. And I just wanted to let y'all know that you can replace your police bike with something other than a bike. For real. Look at this. All right, look at this. I have a state trooper right here. Yep. I seen this library. I was like, oh snap. Shout out to the person that made this mod and kept it lore friendly. Okay, San Andreas State Police. You gotta love that stuff. You got to. Like, it is nice. Look at this. It is glorious. All right. And then those vehicles that are over in North Yankton, those are Police Old 1 and 2. You can also replace those. These are North Yankton police cars. But they are going to spawn in Los Santos. Because that's the way I wanted it to be. Police 1, Police 2. See? And it's that slick top Charger. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beastly. Okay? And this actually has more to do with how they get spawned in the game. The way they look here. And I put them in other places to make sure that they spawn in Los Santos. You know, to make sure of it. Let me see. I've definitely got a lot of replacements here. Even the trailers. Like I really like the trailers. Like, this is a nice trailer. Even look at those. Shout out to this guy here. You know, what was his name? Before Good or something like that. I don't know. You're in for a good time. Alright, but you know, just realize that there are multiple possibilities when it comes to LSPDFR and when it comes to GTA. Like, you can do so much. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that keep talking about, oh my goodness, GTA has made it so obvious that the NPCs want to wreck you. No. No. I'm gonna go ahead and debunk that. GTA 5 has not, I repeat, has not made any significant changes to the way the NPC drives. No. Not to say that they are gonna run you off the road. No. No to the no. Okay? It is about the paths. And the speed of your vehicle and the trajectory that is anticipated by the NPC. Let's just say that much. It's the anticipated trajectory of your vehicle that is, you know, it's just the NPC thinking that you're going this way, but you're really not, because you're going to steer at the last second, you know, and get back right on the road. The NPC don't know that. This is just AI. How are they going to know you're turning? Your trajectory of your vehicle says it's going to keep straight. So the NPC is going to try to dodge you by actually dodging the direction of which you're not going. You know what I mean? It's going to try to do a whole opposite. But in order to make those changes, y'all, I've got this little head personality right here, okay? You can if you can see this is mods, update RPF, times 64, data and metadata, okay? Come over here. Make sure you're in edit mode. Come over here to ped personality, okay? I'm going to show you something really quick in my ped personality. All right? It's called aggressive driving. I just put AGG to search. Driving aggressiveness, minimum and maximum, okay? Y'all, you can set this minimum and maximum to whatever you want. I mean, honestly, the lowest you can go is 0 and the highest you can go is 10. So 0 to 10 scale, you can set them to whatever you want to make sure that the NPCs drive right. Okay? I'm going to show you right now. Look, I have the aggressiveness set from 0 to 2. Okay, for my streamed mail. A lot of these are going to be the same, 0 to 2. Some of them 1 to 2, just because I need them to go ahead and stream on through and get through it. All right. So here we go. Merryweather. These are actually gang. So I did make them a little bit more aggressive than regular NPC or than regular people. Like if it's a gang, you know, we can make them aggressive because that's realistic aggressiveness in a gang, man. Like nowadays, I'm just saying. Anyway. So here's some extra aggressiveness from the army. Like they are always aggressive, so I set them 8 to 10, but I don't really play around with the army at all. But this is their aggressive driving, all right? You also have driving ability. I forgot to mention that. The driving ability, it tells you how well this NPC can drive. And again, it's on a 0 to 10 scale. So if you give your NPC 0 to 1 driving ability, they're gonna trash. They're gonna drive like trash. All right. And this is only step 1. All right. This is only step 1 of how to make sure that your NPCs don't crash into you and whenever you're doing, you know, some extra driving or some high speed driving over 100 miles an hour or whatever. NPCs don't have that kind of time to stop. Some of them do, some of them don't. But this is where you can actually put in here. Now, I know a lot of people have been like, oh, what about the trucking? What about those truckers? Yeah, those truckers are crazy. You can change their bravery. All right? You can also change the bravery so that they don't get out their car and try to hop out and yank you out of your car. After you done hit them or whatever they hit you, whatever it may be. But here is the driving ability. All right, their driving ability is set almost to maximum. Their aggressiveness, I had to change it because they weren't leaving the freaking traffic light fast enough. Like they were sitting there, just sitting around, just waiting for it to change again. I'm just like, bro, are you serious? Can we get a little bit more aggressive when it comes to the light change, please? So I set this to 1 to 2. It was originally 0 to 2, but that since has changed just slightly, just a little bit, you know. Also, the motivation. All right, the motivation is how motivated is the driver to staying on the road, to abiding by the laws, to actually get out the way for traffic, or to, you know, be motivated to yield to oncoming traffic or to emergency vehicles, etc. Okay, we want those trucks to get the hell out the way, right? We need those trucks to get the hell out the way, because if they don't, then that, you know, it's gonna cause a problem. So we want their motivation to be up there, motivation to say, hey, yield to traffic. But we got to do something extra on these truckers. All right. So that's just the minimum right there, y'all. They're you're gonna be modding for hours. I'm telling you. You go through this and you realize what much you can do. You're gonna be modding for hours, and you're gonna want to go into your game, see what it does, and hours. All right, because you got so much parameters. You know, health configuration, agitation triggers, the criminality. Like, seriously. It's so much to deal with. It's so freaking much. Alright, so we're going to get out of that pet personality. Next thing I want to get into is actually going to be the vehicle's handling. So this is also what I was trying to tell you, is that, like, people, when you want them to drive a certain way, you got to make sure that these vehicles handle correctly. So we're not going to edit, but we're going to come in here and we're going to make sure that, you know, what we're looking at is what we want to tell you. So I'm just gonna go to one of my police cars. I'm gonna just go. I short type to make sure that I get what I want, because ain't nothing else is ICE 3. If you look at it, nothing else. But I changed the handling because it was flipping. I don't like for my vehicles to flip. So I had to change the handling to Baller 2. And the other thing is that you can change the audio name hash. You have to make it look exactly like this. You can put any, to say any, you can put a vehicle there, but you have to test it out to make sure that that vehicle actually exists. And you have to make sure it's spelled correctly. Because if you don't, then it's going to crash your game as soon as you start it up. So, a lot of things that you can do here is change the handling of the vehicle, change how the vehicle sounds, and change who's driving the vehicle, and most importantly, change how many times this vehicle is allowed in the game. Now, y'all have to hear me out on this. You see this max number right here. It's set to 99. The original amount is 999 for the max number. I'm gonna let y'all know now that if you do not change that max number from 999 to a much lower number, you're gonna have so many daggum problems in your game with memory when you're doing all this modding. You have to reduce it because there are so many vehicles in that can spawn in the game. And if the game is selecting a memory for, let's just say, 300 vehicles, and you have 999 of those vehicles spawning, or I'm sorry, or in the actual game for memory to be spawning, your computer is going to hate you. It's gonna be like, bro, you want me to spawn 300 times 999 vehicles? I mean, give and take. There are some vehicles that don't have 999 next to them. Let me see. Let me go to Coquette. See, the Coquette is one of those that doesn't have 999 next to it. It actually has the number 5, meaning that this is the largest amount of coquettes that can be in a single area. The spawn frequency, meaning how much of this is going to actually spawn. How close are they? And then the max number of same color vehicles is set to 1. Now, the reason why that's set to 1 is because I single-handedly, in my own self, I'm just kidding, I don't know if everybody else, but I learned, okay, that if you want multiple colored vehicles in your game, set that to 1. That number is normally set to 10. That means 10 of 10 vehicles could be the same color. No, I want 1 out of 10 vehicles to have a color, and then the next one be a different color, and then the next one be a different color. Okay, so this is where you can actually change the identical model spawn distance so that you don't have a bunch of cars looking exactly the same color spawning wherever you may be, because of course, you know, the game is going to do its thing whenever you're sitting idle, and it's just going to, you know, try to reduce the memory and send you a bunch of the same vehicle in one area. But of course, that can also cause some problems. So you want to make sure that this value here is set to something higher if you have a max number of vehicles there, because you don't want several vehicles to be spawning of several of the same vehicle spawning with the same color and not having any diversity. I know there are some mods out there that you can download to have the diversity in colors and stuff, and no. Those take up too much time and too much doing when you already have the vehicle's meta file in your mods folder. Now, what I normally do when I have my mods folder is I dump everything in there. I dump the update and the Time64 folders, copy them to my mods folder. I know some people are like, oh, you're copying everything to your game. You're making a whole duplicate of your game. No, I'm not. You know why? Because I'm choosing what I want to have spawning in my game. I'm choosing it. I'm making the choice. I'm not copying everything. everything seems to be copied, but I'm making the adjustments to make sure that my game, the memory of my game, does not crash, because that is a big issue. Memory is a big issue, okay? So what you got to do is just study. You just look at it. You have to realize what these actual mean if you are going to successfully mod GTA 5. And again, I've been doing this for 2 years, and realizing that a whole lot of things that come with GTA 5 can be modified. And it doesn't always have to be the same. It doesn't. So, along with, changing some things there, you also want to make sure that you have your handling folder, okay? So I know we went from this vehicle's handling. We're actually going to go to a handling file. So this one is in mods, update RPF, common, data, and we're landing on this page here. So here's your handling meta. In order to figure out if you have the best handling meta, we're first going to come down to where is it at? I think it's in AI handling. Yeah, here we go. So this is mods, update RBF, common, data, AI, and we're going to go to vehicle AI handling info. And see, now we have 4 different types of handling. We have sports car, we got average, we have crap, and we have truck. So this AI handling information basically says, okay, well, we put the handling on the vehicle, but what is the vehicle going to do? So then we have these AI curve points. So when the angle is at 0 degrees, the sports car handling, the vehicle can drive up to 120 miles an hour. That's not to say that the vehicle is going to drive 120 miles an hour. That's just the cap. The vehicle will not drive no more than 120 miles an hour, and that's including in pursuits. If you run from a sports car, yeah, 120, that sounds about right? Anyway, so then we have curve point 2 degrees. That's not much of a change from 0, right? It's just a little bit of an angle, tiny angle. All right. However, I know y'all see this drastic change. I went all the way down to 99, and again, this is just a cap of where the actual speed limit is for the sports cars, et cetera. We go all the way down here. We do the same thing for average vehicles. We can also change their brake distance, like how far do they brake from vehicles, how far do they brake from the traffic light, how far do they brake from you. The max speed at the brake distance also makes a difference. Absolute minimum speed, when the vehicle is in slow traffic or in stuff like that, how slow is this vehicle absolutely able to go. And so you come down here, you see that they the angles start to get a little more sharper. So we have a right angle here. This is basically saying, what if the vehicle were to make a right angle turn? How fast should it be going? And we have it going 11 miles an hour at a cap. And this is just for average, right? So if the vehicle were to do a whole 180 degree turn, how fast should that vehicle be allowed to go? 8 miles an hour. Could be slower, could be 5, 6, 7, but more than likely this vehicle is going to, on that turn radius 180 degrees, go no faster than 8 miles an hour. And same goes for the rest of the parameters, okay? So after you've come here and made your adjustments of of what you want the speed limit to be, make sure you make it make sense. You don't want nobody driving 30 mile an hour trying to do a 90 degree turn, right? It's gonna be ridiculous. They're gonna end up in a ditch. So after you've made your adjustments there, you can come on back over. That was the AI folder right there. I should have just clicked on it. you can come back over to your handling folder right here. And then you have all of these vehicles that you can make your adjustments to. See, you got the air tug. I know people don't know what an air tug is. Nobody really probably ever drives an air tug, but it's a truck. So the adder, okay? I know people probably don't know what an adder is in the game, but that is a sports car. And because it is a sports car, I want it to drive like a sports car, again, with the parameters that we're given. So also, one thing that can happen here is that you can change the vehicle's mass. You can also change the traction. So if the vehicle is spinning out too much, or if you want your vehicle to spin out a whole lot, that low speed traction loss multiplier. It says if your vehicle is driving slow, how much traction will it lose when you're hitting the brakes, or if you're doing a little spin out or burnout, as a lot of people call it. And then the next thing you have is the actual regular traction loss multiplier. So like if the vehicle is coming to a stop, or if you're on the highway and you're having to brake so suddenly, or trying to weave in and out of traffic, instead of actually just spinning out or whatever, your vehicle will actually catch onto the road and keep going. So you can definitely play around with that traction multiplier. You can lower it, make it higher, especially if you're driving around in slippery conditions, snow, heavy rain, whatever it may be. You can make those adjustments and you can readjust them back. But again, you'll be modding for hours. You'll be modding for hours. Oh, you'll be modding for hours. Because I was modding for hours. Actually, days, okay? Listen, I spent days, almost weeks, modding at one point. Because I was just like, oh my gosh, Becky, look at these mods, okay? I was just all over the place looking at mods. And that's when I was just like, you know what? These mods are probably not the best thing for me. I need to just do some things myself. I made so many changes. Like, I really have made a whole lot of changes. A lot of this stuff, a lot of these were not truck. They were like average. And I'm like, why are these average? Like, ambulance was average. And I'm like, no, drive like a truck. It's a daggum ambulance. Drive like and of course, like, some of these vehicles that I have modded, like, they don't weigh the same. So I have to change their mass, and I have to change their brakes, their handbrake, the brake force. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. The brake force. That's another thing. Like, if you feel like you're getting slammed in the back by vehicles that are coming downhill, like a bus or the Biff, trash trucks, mule, pounder, Benson, all of those trucks. If you get hit from behind from anybody, this is where you like to abide by the laws. This is where you need to come in and say, hey, you don't weigh that much. Your brakes are this good, and don't hit me no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're experiencing a lot of things where a lot of vehicles are not traveling correctly, come in here to your handling. But of course, go back to the vehicle AI handling information. Okay, so we're gonna go back there really quick, and we're also going to come to the vehicle model sets. So this is the fun part. This is where you can actually say what vehicles spawn. Okay, your vehicles, not all of them are gonna be in here, but this is where you can say the ones that are in here. You can say how much they spawn. Like, when it comes to the airport bus, you got the rental bus, you got the airport. Both of these are set to 1. That means they're going to spawn like normal. But you can set these by changing them, changing that to a 0, like 75%, 50%, whatever it may be. Just think of this as a percent. This is 100%, meaning 100% of the time in this area, this bus is going to spawn, or this bus is going to spawn. 100% of the time when you're in this area, and if you don't want it to happen like that, you can say, okay, 75% of the time Airbus is going to be here, and then the other 100% of the time we're going to see rental buses. So that means that this is going to be less likely, your Airbus is going to be less likely to be spawning in the airport, but we don't want to do that. So what I was talking to you guys about earlier, whenever I was saying that the police that spawn in North Yankton can spawn over here in Los Santos, this is what I was referring to. So here we have the freeway, where we can have these types of vehicles actually spawning on the freeway. We got the FQ2, and this is the police old 2, which is that slick top Charger, and then police old 4, which was the regular Charger. And you know, I could have police B, but it naturally already spawns on the freeway. So putting it here would make it have to spawn, and the percentage is it's just off. I mean, I tried to do less percentage, and like I did with here with the police old 2, half the time, and then police 4, 70% of the time. All the rest of these can, you know, spawn just about 100% of the time. So these are the ones that are on the freeway. Now, other things that I did learn was that those lines on the ground, those lines that you see on the road where like you see some dark lines and some light lines, those are actually NPC follow lines. Like those are the lines on the road where the NPC actually drives. Like if you don't see any lines, you won't see NPC drivers. But when you do see those lines, that indicates that yes, this is through traffic. But what I also learned is that there are some ways to drive in GTA where NPCs will not think that your trajectory is going to hit them or cross their path in any way. And you just have to hug that shoulder. In all honesty, you gotta hug the shoulder. You can't be anywhere near the yellow line. You can't be too close. But there is a little gap. There is a little gap in between the yellow line and the middle of the road, where if you stay away from it, the NPCs won't try to swerve into you. And you have to be doing speed limit. If you're going fast, again, that trajectory is going to be determined by the NPC, and they're going to be like, yo, you trying to come my direction. No. No, they're not. No, you're not. So they're going to wreck into you. So they're going to, you know, swerve. And what way do they swerve? They swerve to the left into your lane, thinking that you're going left too. So why go right when you go left and causing an extra collision? You know, some NPCs don't really want to do that. The last thing regarding vehicles is the paths. This right here, these nodes, oh my goodness. Studying these nodes was it was a nightmare, because I had to bring up the GTA map where it shows you where all the nodes are, and it was just like, oh goodness, now I gotta search for this node, what's at this node? Is it a tree? Is it a street light? Like, you know, and getting rid of some of these nodes actually causes problems too. So I haven't quite mastered on how to create a path or a node or any path node, as it says here, path node. I have yet to figure out how to do that. When I do, man, it's going to be a game changer for me, because I'm going to create so many different paths for these vehicles. Because again, some of these paths where it's just like, it looks like the NPC is trying to turn a certain way, but then they just look like they're swerving. And then, like, if you're playing as a police, you can be like, oh, no, that person's drunk. No, they're not. That's just how the NPCs work. If you play and study the game without actually playing LSPDFR and just watch how they drive, then you'll understand that a lot of these path nodes cause overlap where the NPC don't really know they it's like they get a double choice. They like, okay, well, I need to go this way because there's a path there. But nope, I'm not going that way. That way is incorrect. But I need to get back on that road. It's like a Tesla. They're following the map, but then realize that that is the incorrect direction, and then start steering you the right direction. But these are very complicated. And again, it's just for super advanced users. I'm only in the proficient advanced area. Like, I'm beyond basic. That's for sure. I'm definitely beyond basic. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you whenever it comes to vehicles. Like, I know I'm not giving a full tutorial on the vehicles and dragging and dropping and doing all this stuff. That's because there are plenty of other other videos that have that. Now, what I normally do is just do my own thing. Like I said, these are my vehicles. And I just go find the vehicle and I make sure that the vehicle is correct. I go look at the fragment before I even start anything up. I go look at the texture. Where's the mule? I go look at it. I even go look at the daggum. I just go look at them because I want to know what it looks like. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. You know what I'm saying? And frankly, my dear, I don't even want to do that one. That one's too plain. Why we need a plain one? What we need a plain one for? We don't need a plain one, but I'm gonna keep it in there just in case. But you see all this livery, as people like to call it. I call it livery because, well, L-I-V-E spells live, which is what I am right now. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so if there's anything y'all really want to know, just hit me up. Go in the comment section. Let me know what you really want to know, what you really want to see, and we'll just do it from there. If you want to know how to change the name of your vehicle, like in game, you can come to mods, update 2.rbf times 64, data, lang, which is short for language, and then you can go to whatever country you're in, honestly. They have Spanish, Russian, Portuguese, Polish, Mexican, Korean, Japanese, Italian, German, French, Chinese, and American, So when you come down here, you're gonna look for the global, which is in the G's. It's in alphabetical order, so you can just scroll on down to G's to see global.gxt2. And then what you can do is you can from here is import to open format text file. You can just put it in your downloads folder. And you can select that folder. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come to my downloads folder. Here it is, your global. It's an OXT file. You just double click it and then boom, there you go. You can start renaming stuff. You can use Control F, go to police, equals, and press enter. Boom, look at that. See my police equals? 2011 Crown Victoria. So that's just some things that y'all can do, like for real, like it's unlimited in a sense. You guys, modders have so much that y'all can actually do. And we're gonna move on now to trains. Now each one of these trains and then a number dat. This just informs you of where the actual train tracks are located, okay? These are coordinates. These are just coordinates to show you what the train tracks are, where the train track is located. And what you can do with that is come down here to traintracks.xml and you can set the speed of the train. Yeah. Yep. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can set the speed of the train. All right. You're more than welcome to do some testing here and there. The 20 actually does not mean 20 miles an hour. It's actually a multiplier. I forget exactly what it's multiplied against, but I think it's like 2 point something. I forget. Don't quote me. But what it does is it allows the train to travel faster or slower on the tracks. So, and then also with your metro train here, you see how it says metro group versus freight group. Your freight group is going to be your trains that have multi-cars and non-passenger. Your metro group is the passenger trains that stop at the tracks, and you hear the little horn. You can change how fast these trains actually go. You can actually also change their braking distance so that they don't come in hot. And then you can also edit the trains. So I've done a lot of editing of the trains, and just made some adjustments here, like the 25 freight cars, like the 16 freight cars there. Like the number I think that you can go up to, I think is probably like 50. If you have more than 50 on, I think it's probably going to not spawn that train. But don't get too much mixed up here, because a lot of these have the same name, like this paths XML versus this paths IPL. Just read. Take time. Take some time. Read what you're looking at. Make sure that what you're looking at is what you exactly want to do. And let me try to think of something. Oh yeah. Let's get into weather really quick. Let's get into that weather. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to this actual weather XML. But before we do that, we can go to these visual settings. These visual settings are great. All right. So my number of raindrop particles, all right, number of particles as far as the rain, I set to 45,000. All right. That just means that there are going to be 45,000 raindrops within the frame coming down. All right. I've also made some changes to my weather cycle duration. This is in seconds, so it's at 540 seconds, which if you do the math, that's 8 minutes and some change. 9 minutes, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. 9 times 6 is what? Huh? Wait. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7 is 56. I'm bad with my times tables right now. I don't understand myself. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. So 9 minutes, right? I gave y'all a little math lesson real quick. What? Damn, son. Anyway, I set this to a parameter of 9 minutes. So that means that the time cycle duration of the weather is going to be 9 minutes. Standard. All right. Standard. Let's just get that out there. Standard. I'm not going to jump into my visual settings about whatever else I have going on right now. But we'll get back to that. But standard, okay? Standard 9 minute duration. All right. So, as we were talking about before with the weather, we got time cycles going on here. each one of these time cycle modifiers, each one of these time cycles, rain, Xmas, thunder, you can change. There's rain, Halloween, Halloween, foggy. You can change so many aspects of these. I'm not gonna go into total detail, but when you look at it, it's gonna be looking very confusing. A lot of numbers, but just read what it says. These are words, you know. It says light artificial intensity. Interior up intensity. Exterior down color. Red, green, blue, like all of these have many things that you can just read it and be like, oh, that's what that means. Post effects correct cutoff. Like a lot of people have that issue where their post effects are just not doing what it's supposed to do, and you know, you see the little flashes on the screen, or the screen is darkening when they're turning on the ELS or any of the lights. Look at your post effects. Look at that. That's what's really causing those things, is that your post effects, you need to do some deeper dive, look into it, do your due diligence like I have, and realize these things can be modified, can be changed. You can do some trial and error. Just keep a modded, or just keep a copy. Just always keep a copy of your folders. And plus, because everything is being in your mods folder, all you got to do is come to your GTA folder. Boom. Get rid of, no, you're no longer in mods. You can come to update RPF, and just start looking here, data, AI, and say that like your vehicle model sets. Say like you made some changes and you forgot what changes you made, and you just don't want those vehicles to be spawning in the area anymore. Just take this out, boom, drop it right there. This is actually a clean copy. This is a clean copy because I'm not in the mods folder. Y'all don't have to delete your mods folder to redo anything. Just come to OpenIV, don't go to your mods folder, and just simply go to your regular GTA 5 folder and grab your unmodded information, the clean unmodded information, and drag it to your mods folder where it belongs. Where it could, where it belongs in the mod folder, per the path here, your OpenIV path, and boom, you've reverted. That's why I don't understand when I see a lot of people going online to download the game configs. What are you doing? You gotta be kidding me. You downloading a game config when that thing is sitting right here? Boom, game config. I'm in my natural GTA 5 folder. I am not in mods folder. I can grab this mug, pull it out of here, put it in my mods folder, and I'm Gucci. I'm good to go. Y'all complicating stuff. Stop over complicating mods. Seriously, I know I'm starting to sound a little upset. I'm not. I'm just trying to let y'all know the imperativeness of not over complicating mods, and stop downloading people's mods because you don't know what other people have done. You don't know what other people's modifications are going to do to your computer. You don't know what you're downloading. It is all risky. All of it is risky. So that's why I only choose mainly vehicles and plugins. I don't do this whole game configuration. I don't do scripthookv.net. I don't do anything that's going to detrimentally make some changes to my game. That's a no-no. That is a hard no-no. Like, if you do that, hey, you're doing it at the riskiest level of it all by changing your game configuration, or to, download somebody else's game configuration to put in your game. No. Take it from the game and put it in your folder. If you want to make some changes, make some changes. Seriously. Like, don't just be up on everybody's stuff and just be like, oh yeah, I seen you were making videos and you did this and you did that. How do you do it? And then somebody gives you some fake stuff and then you wind up getting your whole PC wiped and having to re-download the game, and you're like, well, I followed everything to the T, how come it's not working? Because that's what they wanted. They wanted you to download their stuff just for them to get the clout, the click, whatever it may be, so they can get some pennies off their name, whatever it may be. No, stop. I'm serious. PSA, stop downloading mods that you don't know about. Like, if it's risky and you're downloading game configs, don't do it. Just update the daggum game. There's nothing wrong with updating the game. Everything works with the updated game. I've been playing this game forever. And if there have been any issues, I wait for it to get fixed. But I play LSPDFR. Again, y'all, seriously, I have been playing this game so freaking much. 5,478 hours and 16 minutes, okay? I can't make this up. I'm not making it up. I'm not steering you any kind of incorrect direction. I'm just letting you know. Bro, if you download some stuff that breaks your game, you should have listened to what I had to say. Should have listened to the Third King. Because he's telling you, I've been doing this for years. Alright? Even though people have been doing it longer than me, I've been doing this for a couple of years. 5 days a week, you know. 7 days a week sometimes. Like, especially rainy days. Like, I love it when it rains. Like, it makes me feel so good to mod. Just love those rainy days. It hasn't rained here in a long time. Speaking of rain, yo, we're praying for Florida. Pray for Florida, y'all. But back to this, for real. If y'all are not watching and heeding my warnings about downloading certain things, then you shouldn't be modding. You really shouldn't. Like, I don't do this. I don't just come up out the blue and start modding and start talking about modding. No, I'm giving you helpful advice, pertinent advice, showing you exactly what I do. Like, this is no BS. It's legit. Like, I really have a whole lot of mods in here, and the game works just fine. Like, even my graphics mod. I'm not gonna show y'all too much of my graphics here because I am running on a paid graphics. Quant 5, yeah, I like Quant 5. But let me see, what else were we gonna talk about? Yeah, we were talking about weather. I'm sorry, I kind of got off. I mean, I still was talking about weather as I was talking about it being raining. So after you go through and looking at your weather, your time cycles, come here in your visual settings. Come here. Now this is plain and simple. It is super plain and simple. I know I said I was getting into advanced stuff, but this is another basic thing that you can freaking do in the game. And you can make updated changes to your weather. Look at this. Look at this right here. Alright. Y'all see all of these right here? These right here are all the time cycle modified weather patterns. Alright. So much can be modified. Alright? So much. And what I've been doing here lately is just making these changes. Like, you can change the name of the time cycle. This is overcast. You can say how long the multiplier is. Remember, we already at 9 minutes for a time cycle, okay? 9. Oh, sheesh. 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes for a time cycle, okay? So that means that's why some of these are already set to 1. But Overcast, this one's set to 2, this one's set to 1, then we got Thunder for 3, Rain for 5, all right? So I believe that the parameters on this one is from 1 to 5. I haven't gone anywhere below or above. I mean, why would I put a 0? I mean, it just wouldn't make sense. But I haven't put anything like 6 or 7 or anything like that. I just left it at 5 because that's the highest number that I've seen since I was, doing this. But I have been making some changes to these numbers. Like if it's a 2, I may change it to a 1, 4, 6. I mean, a 1, 4, 5. Just anything. It depends on what I want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and go in edit mode really quick. And I'm going to show y'all that I want certain things to be a certain way. Right? So here it is. Thunder, raining, clearing, clear. I don't want that to be clear. I want that to be clouds. Because that's just one of those things that, kind of makes the time cycle look a little bit more realistic. Is that it goes from an overcast to thunder. And with the thunder and the overcast, you can come up here. And where it has things of the sort, where is neutral, clearing, thunder, rain, and overcast. There's this little nifty right here where you can have lightning during the overcast that would actually, initiate that a storm is coming. Sometimes, it may or may not. But in my case, I like to have the lightning, the precursor to the actual thunderstorm that's coming up. And then, let the thunderstorm do its thing, and then it rains, and then it fades out. Kind of like real life, right? So, again, you study these names. These names right here are the ones that can be used whenever you come down here to having your weather cycles. And again, what I was changing was this clear to clouds, and then this other clearing to clouds as well. I'm gonna keep the time multiplier at 2. We got an extra sunny, more clouds. We can actually change this one to a 4 just to give it more time to say that it is sunny after the clouds come out, because more clouds are going to be coming. We can change that to a 2. Say it's going to be clear. Now, here's the funny thing. I know y'all see this blizzard, but this one is a visual type of modification, because even though it does say blizzard and we're expecting, snowy conditions, I actually remodified the blizzard. Hold on, let me go to search. Like I said, I shorthand a lot of things. So we're going to say ZARD, put that little thing there. This has been modified to look like a sandstorm. I know I do have sandstorms set to true. So whenever I do get into the game, the thunder mist is there, the desert ground is heavy, and then we have smog clouds. Now I could do different than the thunder mist, because the thunder mist is it's different. So we're gonna come up here to where we actually have mists, and there's a blizzard mist that we could use right there. This isn't a drop. This is a mist. This is actually showing. This is actually, to say what's going to be occurring during. What will we see flying around in the air, kind of sort of looking like, or so we want to have the blizzard mist. We're not gonna do a blizzard drop because it's gonna look like it's snowing. So we got rid of that. We can come back up here and do this right quick. So instead of the thunder mist, we're just gonna change that to blizzard mist. Again, this is just a trial and error type of thing. So if I don't like what it looks like with the blizzard mist, or as in to say I didn't like what it looked like with the thunder mist, I'm gonna change it to the blizzard mist. If I don't like what it looks like there, I can just get rid of it, or I can change it to another one. Just like with everything, you save it, and boom, you're done. So we have another trains XML file here, which is pretty much just like the other one. So I know that there were like, you know, some people out there who had made like a weather type looking plug-in, I guess to say, script. I don't know what the hell the thing is, but it was pretty cool up until I found out that the daggone thing was just making its own weather pattern. Wasn't even going with my weather pattern. I was like, why is it making its own weather pattern? Can it not just say what's going on in the game? But yeah, anybody out there for the peeps who keep dropping in and not saying anything in the comments? I'm just kidding. I mean, you know, if you're a lurker, you do what you do. You know, you got other things that you got to do. But you know, it'd be nice to be able to talk to somebody, just to say, hey, do you like modding? Do you like modding GTA 5? Well, this is the video for you. I know it's been an hour and some change, but I've been on my soapbox. I've been trying to explain that you don't have to download mods to mod GTA 5. You can literally just go in, change some parameters, make it to whatever you want, make it look good, and just go with it. Don't you know, try to say, hey, I made the modifications here, you can do it too, because that's also backwards. Why would you want somebody to download the same thing you got? The diversity is not there. The diversity is not there. Oh, but you know, these things are really fun, and you know, once you get into it, you really get into it, and you really can't not get into it any further than that, because it's a glorious game. The Y map. My Y map folder doesn't have too much in it. I mean, these are just, you know, things that I found interesting. The highway on Paleto Bay, where the barriers are. The Joshua Road, minimal trees, those are pretty cool. And then the BC roads, the Blaine County roads. Shoot, I forgot what that was. But we do have some DLCs, like, you know, the DNX New Calafia roads, EUP, of course. We got the Unique X Burger Shot, Vegetation Reflection. I don't really know where this Vespucci part is. I'm probably going to go ahead and just delete that. I'm going to delete that mug, and I'm going to go to my DLC list. Vespucci apart. Take that mug out of there. Alright. Save it. Yeah. But yeah, here you can, with vehicles, you can definitely change. I forgot that this was coming out of the speakers. Oopsies. You can change how your vehicles sound here, and like here as well, like the sirens. That's what it is. The sirens, yeah, that can be changed. Weapons can be changed. The way the shooting sounds, like, it's so modifiable. Your car coals here is how you certain amount of vehicles. Certain vehicles are actually in this car coals. I don't know about adding any vehicles. I haven't really looked into that just yet. Again, I know I have been doing it for a couple years, but it's mostly been, you know, fixing certain things and spending massive amount of hours trying to understand, what did I fix? How is it working? How is it going to affect gameplay with other things and other modifications that I put in the game? You know, and again, there are so many vehicles with modding each vehicle and their handling and the weight, the mass of the vehicle. It's just God, I've done so much. I just can't do anymore. I mean, you know, I can do some more, but it's still so much. But these got calls here. You know, you can change the way that these lights on the vehicle, the headlights, the color of the headlights. I don't know why I just got into that accent, but you can change the color of the headlights. I mean, and and all types of stuff. Speaking of headlights, if you have a modifier, or I'm sorry, if you downloaded some type of plugin or mod that changes the height or the angle of your headlights, you just need to watch this. Okay, just watch this. All right, we're gonna go to visual settings. We're gonna come down here and we're going to type in headlight. Look at this, car headlights angle. Okay, you need to change that angle. Just change the angle. You'll be fine. I promise. You don't need to you don't need to download any type of mods. Do it yourself. Figure it out. Do some trial and error. But yeah, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Like when you do modding, take some time. Read into what you're doing so you don't crash your own game, and so you don't mess everything up. And if you're downloading new mods, back up your files. Back them up. Just back up the files and make sure that you are realizing what you're doing. Like, I was watching Jeffrey Gamer the other day, and he was just saying, hey, I use the same vehicles. He uses the same vehicles, the same livery, the same type of vehicles, because it's just, he likes them. And it's just, yes, a lot of modders say that. I'm one of those that say that whenever I find vehicles that I really like, I'm playing with them mugs for at least 2 or 3 months until I get tired of it, or until I find something better. And you know, there was actually a police pack for state troopers. I kept on there for at least a year until somebody finally come up with these vehicles right here. Like, let's go. This, look at it. This is on point. Look at that. I am from Arkansas, so seeing this, it gives me the nostalgia, and you know, I just really want to drive. It makes me want to continue to play the game. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not what I clicked on. Get it straight. Alright, so yeah, I actually have my my experience with being behind one of these. It wasn't red though, it was orange. I was like, what? Why is there an orange police car? Orange state trooper? Is that what they're driving nowadays? No, it was just one of those. You know, they still rock the white and blue. But when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this. And see, I have it replaced. I replaced the FBI with this, and I said that I wanted the FBI vehicles to be here. Now we're gonna go back really quick, just for this one time, and then we're gonna be done. Vehicle handling, the same mods, update RPF, common data AI. We're going to the vehicle model sets, okay? And then I'm gonna type in police. So this right here, where it has no smoking vehicles, I put all the police cars there. I didn't put the FBI, because you know, FBI can do what they want. Just kidding. But right here where it has the police in these names, the ambient model sets, I have police 3, police B, police T, you know, half of the time. Police 2, I wanted it to be more than normal. Okay, I needed that to be more than normal. Police 4, a little bit more than normal. Old 1, old 2, FBI, FBI 2, you know, and then police bike right here, and then police cars. Here are my actual police cars that I actually do want. These are just the cars though. So we got FBI, police 3, police 4, and police old 2. And then we got police car in the country. We got the sheriff 2, police old, police heli is the buzzard. I should probably make that Paul Mav. Yeah, we're gonna make that Paul Mav, and then we're gonna be out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming in to watch this informational, not so much a tutorial, but an informational, so that we can all stick together. Anyway, so we're gonna say Paul Mav. Yep, police heli is the Paul Mav all day. I don't care what anybody say. Every day. And then we got Police Ranger, which is the Pranger. That happens all the time. Private heli with a Frogger. Quad bike, Blazer, quarrying, deloader, dump, rubble. But yeah, we gonna save it. We gonna get out of here. But that's just everything that I wanted to get off my chest really quick. And I hope that y'all enjoyed this informational. I may do another one of these, but not anytime soon, because this was an informational dump, a whole hour and a half. But don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, so that I can, you know, make sure that I got the support to make more content. This is your boy, the Third King, signing off. Till next time.